Good afternoon. My name is Richard, and on YouTube I go by Resilient Rich just because the days we live in, man, it takes true resilience to stay on the narrow path that leads to eternal life. We're in a time of serious spiritual warfare, man, and it can be challenging, extremely challenging. But I was thinking about something, and I was watching another video, and it struck some truth, man. Like, you need to ask yourself what it is that these people are so terrified of, man. Because, you know, God forbid if you had a year where you could live like a normal person and not be antagonized and harassed and stalked and followed everywhere you go. You know, who knows what you could become or who you could become in that year and what would be revealed to you. So, what is the reason for these people not just letting you be, simply just leaving you, not just simply leaving you alone? There has to be a reason for that, man. Like, why? You can have two different people doing the same exact thing, and for some reason the one person gets to go throughout life in a way they want with their freedom, but you have another person whose every single move is watched and their reputation has been completely destroyed. And you know, you can go to a place that there's absolutely no one at. There's hardly ever anyone there. Let's say it's a restaurant. You go to there's no one there, man. And you know this to be weird because it happens all the time. It wasn't just a one-time event. But you go there, no one's there, man. You think to yourself, finally, man, some peace and quiet where I can be by myself. That don't last. You never get to enjoy a meal alone or get any time to yourself. Because eventually, in a very short amount of time, someone else is gonna show up, and it's gonna be at least two more people that come just to let you know that you're not alone, that they're here, that look at this. Oh, you can't see this, man. Every time I make a video, they go and do stuff like this. You can see the Chevy. But what just happened, you can zoom in and see if the video will pick it up, but what just happened was a red Hummer H3 is leaving the Maverick parking lot as a little girl in a red sweatshirt is walking across the street as a red Chevy is going past me this way. It's things like this they do, man, to make it stand out. I've said before, red is the color that they like to use. And you know what, dude? I don't care if you think this is crazy or whatever. I don't care, dude, because it's real. I'm sorry that, you know, you haven't experienced spiritual warfare like this. You should be grateful for that. But you shouldn't just deem someone crazy who is going through something that so many people are going through, man. But back to the topic, dude, there's a reason. You're obviously a threat. And you need to think about that, man. And ask the Lord to show you what it is that these people are so afraid of. What it is that they are going to extreme lengths and spending outrageous amounts of money just to watch your little old life, man. You know, another thing is they don't want you to have anything, dude. They can have way more money than you, a way better job than you, but so what, man? They're going to come after your money. They're going to come after your job because they want you crippled, man. They want you crippled. So, and I'm already dealing with that. But back where I'm working, but this company that we're hauling for is a company that it was horrible at last year. But you know what? I was still able to make money. But you know what? The games are unreal already. I just haven't really talked about it because I don't want to be just negative. I mean, I've documented and recorded just so I have things for in case the right time ever comes that it could be beneficial to me, the evidence. But I haven't really talked about it just because I know they watch, man. And I'm trying to make a little bit of money, you know, but it's messed up how people can have so much more money than you did, whatever, dude, but the little bit of money that you can make, that's not okay. They want to come and destroy that, man. They want to take it from you. Because they want to cripple you, dude, and bring you down to a certain level to where you don't believe in yourself. Bring you so down in the pits of discouragement that you now lose hope in your purpose. Don't allow them to do that, man. And something I want to share in another way to look at this that's helped me a lot, man, and this chapter just really hit home. Is we need to remember, as hard as it might be to accept, the Lord is allowing this. Within an instant, he could put a stop to it like that. No problem. But he's allowing this, man. And he's allowing this because he loves us. And he wants to mold us in to the people we're supposed to be to fulfill our purpose, man. And I just want to talk about that a little bit in Hebrews chapter 12. I took some notes, hang on. 12, 5 through 11. If I can get there. Okay, I'm going to start in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5 through 11, and I might stop and kind of explain a little bit. But this is 5 through 11. And have you forgotten the exhortation that addresses you as sons? My son, do not regard lightly the discipline of your Lord, nor be weary when reproved by him. For the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and chastises every son whom he receives. It is for discipline that you have to endure. God is treating you as sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? If you are left without discipline, in which all have participated, then you are illegitimate children and not sons. Besides this, we have had earthly fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them. Shall we not much more be subject to the Father of spirits and live? For they disciplined us for a short time, as it seemed best to them. But he disciplines us for our good, that we may share his holiness. It seemed best to them, but he disciplines us for our good. Oh, that we may share his holiness. For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. I want to go there was another one I wanted to share. Oh, right here. This is verse 2 in chapter 12. Looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of God. And then to kind of tie this all up, this is important. This is what these people are trying to do to us. This is Hebrews 12, verse 15. See to it that no one fails to obtain the grace of God, that no root of bitterness springs up and causes trouble, and by it many become defiled. So like I said, the Lord is allowing this to happen, man. And we can use this and look at it in that way. Look at it as the Lord trying to purify us and not allow, as it says in verse 15, for bitterness to consume us through becoming hateful towards these people and develop a vengeance towards them that allows bitterness to take root in our heart and then slowly, completely take us over, bringing us down to the pits of misery and destruction, man. That is exactly what these people want. They want to do anything that they can to pull us away from our purpose, to destroy our faith in any way they can. And what better way is there to do that than to covertly harass someone in a way that is extremely illegal, but so covered up and so hidden and so intelligently planned according to each specific individual target. Everyone's targeting is a little bit different. They get to know you, and they get to know the things that irritate you, so that they can come up with a game plan that is likely to destroy you, so that you don't ever get to experience the joy of walking in your purpose. But think about what Christ endured. As it says in verse 2, the little bit of pain and suffering for the short amount of time that we're here has nothing on the cross that Christ bared, man. And us showing our true love to Him and our true commitment to Him is bearing our own cross with whatever that comes with. And if it comes with gang stalking, we need to bear that, man. And not grow weary. Not grow tired of trying to glorify the Lord. And we're going to fall, we're going to stumble. But we don't have to stay there, man. We can get back up. Even though the Lord perfected His suffering, His persecution, and all the torture He went through with perfection, He still has an understanding for every single thing that we could ever go through. And He loves us so much, He shed His innocent blood to redeem us, man, as sinful, filthy rags. He had enough love to come into this world and experience more persecution than we could ever imagine. Yet He didn't stumble. He didn't fall. He did it in pure perfection. And because of that, now we have someone that we can look up to and go to. And He will give us that strength to get through. It's going to seem extremely difficult at times, man. And there's going to be times, like I've said in the past, it feels like He's not there. But He is. He's always been there. He saved you from things that you have no idea about. He's routed you around snares and traps of the enemy that were meant to completely destroy you and take you out. I know that for a fact. Especially with my type of job and the things I've noticed just at work. Like I said, a big part of my life is work, so that's where most of this happens. And if you're chosen, man, you're going to realize that you're going to be around people and they're not going to want you to be around. They're not going to tell you that, but you're going to feel it. you're going to feel the irritation and anger that they have towards you for no apparent reason. Whether it's through a smear campaign, through being weak and being manipulated into believing the gospel or gossip that's been spread on your name. Who knows, dude? But it can be extremely tiring and draining, man, to feel like anywhere you go, people do not want you around, to the point that you're not only gonna feel it from what vibrates off of them, they're gonna try and set you up. They are gonna try and set traps in an attempt to get you out of there for good. And that's why it's so important to walk with the armor of God, dude. And to not rely on ourselves, to go to Him for strength and to go to Him for direction, man. Because if it wasn't for Him, dude, I would have been done a long time ago. There have been so many things that these people have tried to do to ruin my career, man. And there's so many little games they play to try and bring irritation and frustration, because when you're irritated and you're frustrated, you're not thinking right. So then it's easier for their traps to work. And you're going to find that being a true follower of Christ, you're going to magnify people, man. You're going to attract people to you. Some good, a lot bad. Some that want you around and enjoy that peace and that light that you bring into their life. But a lot aren't going to be able to stand having you around and are going to go out of their way to get you out of there. We need to be aware of that. And like I've said many times in past videos, man, we need to thank the Lord for our discernment and ask Him to continue to sharpen it. Because it's discernment and gifts that the Lord has graciously blessed me with that I know have not only saved my career, but saved my life. And I'm nothing special, man, at all. But to the Lord I am. And if you're being gang-stalked, most likely you are too. And you need to ask Him to reveal to you the people who are involved so you can be warned. And also to reveal to you why this is happening. There's a scripture in Proverbs I came across this morning. In chapter 23, I forgot exactly what verse. You know what? I can probably find it right now. Yeah. Proverbs 23:23. It says, "Buy truth and do not sell it. Buy wisdom, instruction, and understanding." It's His truth and His instruction that we heed to. That blesses us with the understanding of things like gang stalking. So then we can be true followers of Christ and use this as a tool to purify us into becoming the person that is going to fulfill our purpose. To where if we don't seek that understanding, we don't point our heart towards the instruction of the Lord and heed to His instruction, then guess what? We're going to be one of these mass shooters that goes out and completely destroys a community through Satan. Instead of allowing the Lord to work with us, we allow Satan to enter our hearts. I think it was Virginia Tech, that shooting, If the one who did that, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was Virginia Tech. I could be wrong. But if the person who did that was a colored gentleman, he's the one that I talked about in past videos that like made his last video, his farewells, talking about gang stalking. He was actually a lawyer too, talking about the harassment and that he was just done with it, man. He couldn't deal with it anymore. And then he went in and took innocent lives, dude. And those are the outcomes, man. Either we're going to become absolutely consumed in evil because we're going to allow this to bring us down and completely just destroy us slowly but surely, or we're going to take this and use it to better ourselves, better our lives, and strengthen our faith and our relationship with the Lord, man. And if you don't do that, sooner or later, you're going to be taken out, man, one way or another. And I'm not saying if you do go to the Lord and you do all you can to get through this the right way, you won't be taken out. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying the other way, it's going to be a lot worse, man. It's going to be a slow, painful misery death through evil, slowly but surely completely consuming you. And then guess what? These gang stalkers get exactly what they wanted. When most likely you could have been, these people who have done things like this could have been extremely powerful tools that the Lord could have used to build his kingdom, but instead they went the other way. It's knowledge like this the Lord will bless you with, man. He'll give you the patience, the endurance, and the strength to make it through, dude. Trust me. This crap gets the best of me, dude. And I'm not gonna lie, there's times that these people absolutely disgust me, and it seems absolutely impossible for me to find love. But when I get like that, I try to quickly correct myself, because I know that if I allow that to continue, it's not going to be good. I'm going to become just like them. Bitter, miserable, angry, full of hate. And I heard that eventually, if you make it to a certain point, these people are going to approach you to try and get you to join. That is the most coward thing anybody could ever do, man. I don't care how they try and manipulate you and tell you this is the work of God. Could it be used to purify your vessel for the glory of God? Yeah, but it's not of God, it's of Satan. And if you allow them to manipulate you into thinking that this is the work of the Lord, you never had a true relationship with the Lord, man. This is the furthest thing from the work of the Lord. Think about it, dude. It's full of witchcraft and just... it's meant to destroy lives. The Lord is meant to give life, not destroy. He's meant to feed us with fruit that brings life. A dog walker. You always see dog walkers. Things like that, man. But the Lord is meant to provide us with fruit that feeds our souls. Not provide us with poison that completely takes the soul out of us, man. Something we need to realize, whether you believe it or not, is a lot of these people walking around that we see every day do not have souls. A lot of them aren't even freaking human, man. Believe it or not. That's a whole different topic. But that's a little too deep to get into right now. But I'm going to tell you this, man. Every person you come across and see does not have a soul. That's why they're capable of doing this and having no compassion or empathy or nothing inside of them that makes them feel bad for what they're doing. It's not there. That is called a soul. A lot of these people lack a soul. They may have had one at one time, but they allowed these people to completely steal it from them. And like I said, some of them aren't even human, man. Believe me or not, I don't care. I'm going to speak the truth, and I don't care what people think, because the ones that I'm meant to relate with, they'll understand, man. And that's who I'm here for. You can poke me, you can make fun of me, you can whatever. One thing I want to say, if you've made it this far, is I don't want to seem like a guy who's getting on here for likes and views. But I've been told that people like my videos and it doesn't show up, or they comment and it doesn't show up. So if you do like it, could you just comment that you liked it? As well as another thing is, like, I've seen my views go up, but like my watch time hours not going up. I don't know if like that's normal. Like I said, I'm new to this, man. I never imagined doing something like this. But if you could give it a like, if this is something that relates with you and you feel that, you know, you can relate, give it a like, and then, you know, just let me know that you liked it and that you commented. And I may see it and I may not, because there have been plenty of people that have said they've commented like in good ways, but they don't see it there. Or they've said they liked it and they don't see their the likes go up. So I guarantee there's shadow banning and stuff like that going on, but I'm not here to make this a career, dude. I'm here to hopefully have a small part in saving someone's soul, man. And that's the truth. But the more likes and the more comments that I do get, the more likely it is to go out and get put in an algorithm, man, so other people can come across things like this. And what do you know? A good old sheriff, a watcher of the people. Just kidding. If you saw one of my videos in the recent past, you'll see that I came across a black SUV cop car in Newtown, North Dakota, made a short of it, in bold white letters, it said Watchers of the People. And I just found that strange. Watchers of the People. Weird. But like I said, man, if this relates to you, and you know, don't think I'm crazy, and you can believe this, the things I talk about, I wouldn't mind one bit to get a like, man. But you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.